Good day, everybody. Personal brand or business brand, which one should you focus on? So today is going to be a little bit of different style of I'm shooting my video today. Same thing, but different topic basically. So should you build a personal brand or should you build a business brand? Right now, we all know that as human beings, we are very perceptive. Right? We all know that what we see gives us the ability to judge. Whatever we see, we judge based on what we see. A lot of times human beings don't tend to see beyond what they see so they can judge. Some people have developed that ability to be able to say, you know what, people are much more than what they look like. People are much more than what we see. There's a lot more going on behind the scenes. Sometimes you might be speaking to somebody and they might be smiling, but are they really smiling? Right? Are they really smiling? Because sometimes people smile to hide certain things. Maybe they smile because they don't want to truly share what's in their mind. Maybe they smile because they're trying to hide the pain, right? So should what we see be the only thing we judge people based on? Or should we try to see beyond that? Now, when it comes to business, right, most people are going to think about themselves. Most people are going to think about what they want. And it's going to be more about what can you provide them? What can you offer them? They're not going to be caring or thinking, oh, is so and so okay? It's going to be more about what they want. Now, when you're building a personal brand, you need to understand that perception plays a big role too, right? If you're building a business brand, you need to understand that the way people perceive your content online, the way people perceive how you provide the service is going to play a role in how much revenue you're going to make. Let's say you work in an industry that requires you to wear a uniform. Now, if you have a worker who is dressed shabby, who doesn't tuck in their shirts, who doesn't tie their shoe, who doesn't polish their shoe, who doesn't really, dress up nicely the part, who doesn't, have an appearance that appeals in terms of how they dress up, that in itself is going to deter people from wanting to do business with someone like that, right? Now, why is this important and why am I talking about this today? Reason for me bringing this up today is that something that I realized. So I realized that for my personal brand and for my business brand too, I haven't really done much out there. And as a result, because of that, the product and the services I provide, they're good and they help people. But then sometimes people perceive you based on the appearance, based on what you have online, right? So now, as a business owner and as a person, you want to be able to build both brands simultaneously. Build your personal brand and build your business brand so that alongside, if both brands are very strong, you'll be able to have a much better outcome. It's almost like saying, I'm a nice person, so I deserve everything. The world doesn't work like that. The world is more about what can you give people, right? What service can you provide and give people so that they'll be happy at the end of the day? And that means, how do you appear? How do you look? How do you dress up in that sense? Right? If you don't shower, if you don't dress up nicely and you want to work in the food industry, that's not going to go well, right? So understanding the personal brand, which is a lot more like, how do I dress up? How do I look when I go out? Am I presentable in front of people? This is not about looks, because there are things we cannot control. The way we look, how God created us, we cannot control those things. What we can control though, however, is the appearance, what we put on, right? How we present ourselves, how we communicate with people, right? How we deliver on a service. These are the things that we want to be able to improve on so that, we provide a much better service. Now, moving forward, I'm going to challenge myself. I need to be able to build a solid brand online, personal brand, as well as business brand, so that side by side, these two entities, the personal brand and the business brand, will be working side by side. And as a result, if anybody comes into this world of mine and they're curious about, okay, what services do I provide and can I really help them? I'll be able to let the brand speak for itself. so I can remove myself from the equation. Now, when you learn how to work smartly like that, right, you start to produce content that you can put out there that appeals to people, that appeals to a certain group of people, that solves a certain problem for a certain group of people, right? If you're working with businesses, then you come up with a solution that will help businesses, that will help solve business problems, that will help them make more money. Because at the end of the day, anybody running a business want to get a good return on their investment. So how can you help them acquire more of that, right? So it's more about, in business, it's more about what can you do for other people. Now, if you're driven by money and you're all about money, 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 I want money this, I want money that, that might not work too well. It will work, but if you can sleep at night with yourself. But I think when it comes to, delivering a service and just things to do with money, it has a lot more to do with how can I help someone get what they need, and in return you'll be able to get what you need as well. It's more about helping somebody else achieve their goals. Now, if you want everything to be about you, you want people to pay you, you want people to do things for you without giving anything in return, there's a principle in The Secret that talks about that, right? But what I've discovered is that for things to truly work properly, and for you to have that balance between body, mind, soul, and with the people around you, you have to be at service to other people. You have to be the guy who provides the service, the guy who helps people get to where they want to be. You'll be much more fulfilled. A good example is in the Bible as well, how Jesus had to wash his disciples' feet and the disciples were shocked. That's an example of a man who's being at service. Of course, Jesus had more power and he's able to do a lot, right? But because he's able to humble himself too and say, you know what, I'm at your service and I'm here for you and I'm here to help you, right? So think about that for a second, ladies and gentlemen. This is all for today. Personal brand and your business brand, you want to be able to build both side by side. You can build one strong brand, which can get you where you want to be. But if you build both brands, imagine how much power you will have, personal brand and business brand, right? So this is all for today, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll speak to you all tomorrow. Stay blessed. Go out there and go crush your goals. Speak soon. Cheers. Boom.